There's a common notion that rhinoplasty can affect the breathing pattern of a person post surgery. Is it really true? Hi, I'm Dr. Deepthi, consultant plastic surgeon, Eternal Aesthetics, and today here to give a complete insight about breathing patterns before and post the rhinoplasty surgery. Rhinoplasty is usually done on noses which are either crooked, broad, depressed, or any kind of external deformities. These external deformities that you're seeing on the external surface are usually associated with some internal deformities also. See, when there is a depressed septum or when there is short septum is when we see a depressed nose, or when we see a broad nose, that implies that the internal valves or the internal cartilages of the nose are very lax, and this causes too much of roomy air inside the nose. So usually an external deformity is parallelly correlated with an internal deformity. So if you have a competent surgeon, they will identify the internal deformity also, and the plan is made in such a way that when you have a surgery, both the external and the internal corrections are done in one go. And this is the ideal way to do a rhinoplasty in most of the cases. This kind of extra air feels or suddenly mimics hyperventilation kind of situation wherein they feel like they're breathing too much of air. This is very normal. In some cases who had an obstruction in the nasal cavity, this could be a great relieving factor because they had an obstruction in the nose and they were not able to breathe, and suddenly they're able to take in air. So this is one kind of scenario. The other scenario that we see is they had a very broad and wide nose and they were used to taking in lot of air into the nasal cavity. Some people, if you see, have very wide alar base, that is the base of the nose. These people can gush in a lot of air into the nose as a pattern and they're used to it. When we do a rhinoplasty for them, we reduce the size of the nasal cavity, bring in the bones closer to the septum and also ala closer to the septum. When we do that, we are deliberately reducing the nasal cavity size. Again here, the surgeon needs to be competent enough to see that they don't do a great narrowing so that it can actually cause obstruction. So that's why you need to pick the right surgeon here again. So in this scenario, when they see a constriction in the nasal cavity, the patient can suddenly feel like, though it is an ideal size, can suddenly feel like there is a restriction in the amount of air that's going into the nasal cavity. It's very common, and this kind of gives a restricted feeling for some days till they get used to it. Either scenarios, the ultimate output is an ideal nasal cavity, and this is needed for a normal human being. You might feel an increase or decrease because you're used to a certain pattern before, but the post procedure, the ideal nasal cavity and the ideal amount of air is what is actually needed for a person to breathe normally and without any constrictions. If you found this video useful and if you know somebody for whom this video can be useful, please share it, like it, and any further doubts, comment underneath the video so that I can reply to it. And if you like our channel, please subscribe to Eternal Aesthetics.